In this life, a person has to find that which is more important than themselves. The Orb Valis died a long time ago. It should not exist. But here it is. It has a second chance. If that's not hope, then what is? I respect anything that fights its way back from death. The sculptor sees the shape within the rock. Their skill lies in removing anything that is not that shape, delivering something beautiful and lasting into the world. I was a sculptor of sorts, modest. My task was the considered removal of those who obscured the shape of what we wanted to be. With their deletion, a just society came into clearer focus. Small actions lead to powerful outcomes. One example, a young man is repoed, and Unico resurrects the resistance. Wise conservation is all about understanding patterns, cause and effect. When orchestrating change in an ecosystem, ask, how will the system reconfigure in response to the new species? New forests? Redirected rivers? Diverse and beneficial new breeds? It is all connected. It was Legs' punishment that inspired Unico to resurrect Solaris United. Lean and wise. It's time for that hungry, furious wolf to enter the woods. For the corpus to receive a selective and beneficial extinction. A small price to pay. A young man's body. An old man's soul.
I founded Solaris United the day an old woman had her pet taken from her. The day my best friend watched her arms be given to someone else. The day my mother lost her head. I founded Solaris United the day I sold my heart to buy a gun. Biz just appeared one day. Taught us how to fight economically, intelligently. Sparky, you should have seen us. fireballing refineries by night, dutiful cleanup crew during the day. My job was to get people believing in us. Believing we could change things. That got more people killed than anything Zood and her sisters could have hoped to make. It was a small operation. One we almost didn't run. That's what keeps me up at night. Deck 12. Everyone I knew, everyone who believed in us, everyone I convinced to sign on, died. Parents, lovers, whole families, Zood sisters, Legs' folks, all gone. Except us, and a few others. Me, Biz, Zood, Little Duck. I washed my hands of it. They were bloody enough. Then, years later, Biz showed up again. And then you. And then, somehow, here we are. This isn't the first Solaris United. It's the second. And, one way or another, the last.
So, I ain't got no fam. Biological or logical. Mumsy and Dadsy got burned up working for Solaris United the first time. Figured I'd be a vent kid. But then the temple came looking to collect on what I took from them and left me barely ahead. So, really, things could only get better from there. Can't be a vent kid all mowed up. Don't fit. Can't crawl. Can't board. So I make my logical fam right here in me shop. You can see the resemblance. Runs in the family. Would have been a vent kid though. For sure. Mr. The Business has been really good to me since my accident. Always coming over with something. I tell him he doesn't have to, but he says to me, in Revolution, it is the weakest who sacrifice the most. You've done your part, that I might do mine. And then he hands me a nutrient canister or a pot I can use. It's nice and all, but why does he look so sad about it? Mr. The Business got me thinking. Me and my mowers, we're tight. I need it, they do it. If Neff does try muscling the Solaris out with his mowers again, I might just replace his with some of my own. Get inside his head? Check. I mean, I'd rather be getting my music to the people, but who says I can't also be a beautiful spider at the center of a big old web of subterfuge and intrigue? I was hanging in my rack the other cycle, about to power down, and I hear Boone and Roki and the Venters banging skeg on the pipes and ducts. They had a good bounce going, so I start singing, as I do. Got a little loud, and the skeg stops. I get all quiet like, oh, really stepped in it, thinks me. Then the grill pops. Boone's got his head in me ab saying, hey, keep it going. Oh, didn't sleep much that night. Neighbors neither. Then kid, yeah, that's me.
Quills wanted me selling arms to the Tenno, back in Fortuna. Not bloody lightly. Quills, shady side-mouthed, double-talking, ambidexter-feeling muckers. Never trust anyone who don't speak plain. Told them, thanks, but op it. Not a previous commitment. Contract to extract a corpus deflector. Name of Jub Lot. Quill smiled that smile. The smile I hate the most. The smile of a body who thinks he's 2 steps ahead. The more I think about it, the more I know he was. Pratu. That was his name. Quill Pratu, secondary Sard.
Today? I didn't know you were coming today!
That's how hostile extractions typically work, Jub. Unless you'd like to pencil me in for 2:30 next week. Maybe copying your supervisor and half the security team. What is their problem?
I mean, all my files are still in my office! You know, the whole reason you're doing this!
What files? I wasn't told about any files.
That's because I didn't tell them!
Tell who? Tell who, Jub?
The Quills, alright? The Quills!
And that's when it all made a cruddy kind of mucking sense. I'd been set up. It was hairy, but I managed to get us behind a sealed bulkhead and into Lot's office. They don't fight like this for mid-level pencil necks. Who are you?
Jub Lot. Secondary sub-architect of Nathaniel's Venusian restoration. I have information.
And then he said it.
For Solaris United.
And then he got killed. So, Solaris United was on its feet again. I've got friends in Fortuna. The first time SU tried to knock the crown off Neff's head, it almost got every last one of them killed. Some of them, it did. Biz once told me how he survives atrocity. If there's a fire on deck 12, you seal off deck 12. You don't go in. That's how you burn up. You wait till the fire's starved of oxygen. That's when you go in, assess the damage, and clean up. I can't seal off deck 12. Deck 12 is where I live.
What information? Tell me now!
Enough. Balance. Or mothers. It's been developed.
What? What's been developed?
Shielding satellites. The orb mothers cannot be.
Jub? What? The orb mothers cannot be what? Jub? This saved me from a life of swabbing latrines on Phobos. It made me what I am. But only because I left before I became what he was. Now I had to go back. Everything Jub knew, Biz had to know. Yudi had to know. They and everyone in Fortuna could be proper beached if I didn't. Pencil necks like Jub don't risk their hide unless they mean it. Whatever Neff was doing with those orb mothers would be a hammer on the head of SU. I had to go back. If I didn't, if something happened to Fortuna, I'd never sleep proper again. So, no more treasure hunting for LD. No more rescues. Back to where it all happened. And I hope that this time it wasn't burning. And me along with it.
Greatest damage done by avarice for the sake of avarice is precisely that it, without remorse or relent, demonstrates the easy sale of men and women who lend their bodies, their intellects, their voice to ends in which they themselves do not believe. The temple of profit is an ideology that teaches one thing only: that all creations of the mind, words, images, and ideas are meaningless. And that is how you keep people beaten. By starving them not only of models of something better, but draining them of wholesome inspiration, denying them examples of a higher way of being, and sapping them of any belief that they can achieve it. To be blunt, to hell with the corpus! Although there was one a singular man, for whom I make a singular exception. His name was Sigor Sava. I was a younger man then, an assistant to the efforts of morphology specialist Sigor Sava, though I don't think he ever knew my name. Morphology specialist Sava's job was to catalogue and assess whatever life forms, dead or alive, were uncovered as Venus sprang back to life. That man sacrificed everything, career, future, perhaps even his life, to save a Kavat. If you can believe that. I know, because I helped him. No, he never knew that either. The Kavat, specimen VK7, had been tracked to her lair and was to be destroyed. Sigor prevented that at the cost of his liberty and was soon to lose his life. Coward that I was, I told myself there was nothing I could do. Then she was there, VK7. In front of my hab, waiting, looking at me with more intelligence than any Kavat should have. And she dropped keys at my feet. The keys to the security center. It was I who opened the door to Sigor's cell, who watched as VK7 dispatched Sigor's would-be executioner, a corpus I had often worked with in Reclamation 3. It was I who ensured one cargo pod in particular was replotted to intercept an outbound Solaris rail tractor. It was I who sealed multiple bulkheads to stem the flow of troopers, meaning to end them both.
Why don't you let me be? Intoxicated soul.
You ever wonder who speaks for the dead?
Why did I do it? I remember Sigor best this way. He puts down an instrument, respects me enough to look me in the eye, and he tells me, every living thing longs to be whole. Every living thing yearns to defy death. If from death you returned, yet the part you loved best did not, what then? That was the last thing he ever said to me. That is why I helped him. In saving that animal, Sigor Sava had saved himself. How many of us can say that? I was not about to stand by and let the corpus steal from him the one thing that was truly his. To a flaming hell with the bloody corpus. Cetus is where Sigor went. The plains. His story is out there, if you want to hear it. To this day, I hope he is, too.
Used to be every time an old love ended and a new one began, friends would say, "You seem so much happier now." And I'd smile and I'd agree, and then I'd go back to my hub and say your name, just to feel it on my lips again. Like summoning a ghost. We met in unspoken agreement. You called me by the name of the one who'd hurt you. My name for you was the name of the one who had wounded me. We played the part for each other. When I spoke for them. Through you, I told the one who had wounded me all the little things I never had a chance to. Cooked them all the meals I never got to share. Made all the jokes. Laughed all the laughs. With them through you, and you with yours through me. Then, one day, you called me by my own name, and we never looked back. There's a dream I have every now and then. You are you in your own first body, and I am there in mine. I stand on the shore, you stand in the sea. I watch as the waves roll in, but never break against your back. They whisper right through you, and you fade away from me again. I still have your glove. Just the one. The only thing I have left of you. In quiet moments, I lay it on my lap. Lace my fingers through yours. And make promises. I promise that what happened to you would never happen to another. Promises I couldn't keep. I sold my arms to buy you an arm. I sold my legs to buy you a leg. I sold my lungs, my bones, my heart to buy a safe place to cradle your beautiful head. I bought you back from them. I bought you back to me. You in the body I had bought for you, me in the body I had earned to replace the one I sold. But you weren't you. Not anymore.
Say, I wonder, the day it steps up to our door and knocks.
Sat so long on the taxman's shelf, you barely knew who you were. and you certainly didn't know me. The goodbyes I'd said decades earlier, they stuck. These days, you work the canal with few memories of who you were. And I'm in the business of keeping promises.
Wakes me, tells me a woman is at my lock, asking for water. Her carapace is scorched. Her raiment burnt. I fetch water. When I return, there are 5 more women, all singed. They say they are from deck 12. There is no deck 12. I am certain I've seen those faces before. I fetch more water. I return. They are gone. I return to my rack feeling. I return to my rack angry at the inconvenience is what I do.
Deep mine. And down in that mine live some special little guys doing no harm to nobody. Enter a certain tin-pot hemorrhoid by the name of Nef Anu. He wants to build a shining palace of prosperity in that dark, dank garden. No regard at all for the folks who have roots down there.
Gentleman business visited with me. Inconvenient. Why? Why so much talk when there is so much to do? A gentleman business communicated the belief that... such nonsense. That I must make peace with what happened on deck 12.
Flattery charges my back. Some people ask where they can send me gifts. Some want to take me out to dinner. One lonesome old rail agent even asked Nora to marry him. Nora ain't the marrying kind, but thank you. Was in love once with a man. Face of an angel.
Deck 12. Deck 12. What is this Deck 12? Chatter stopped speaking entirely then. It's all right that you weren't there, Zood. That's what your visitors wanted you to know. That fire was not for you. Ugh, enough. Nonsense and stupidity and a waste of my time. So many visitors, every one of them hoping to take something away. dealing with them is like an uncomfortable dream, while speaking with Chatter is like being shaken awake. Are they real? How real are you when you're sleeping? How real are you? Floating, dreaming you are somewhere else? That's what Chatter wants to know. How did the women at my lock know my name?
Hidden the truth of my existence from the operator, from myself. Take it from me, knowing is hell. Stop now. You will want to laugh, you will want to scream. My search began as the essential question. What am I? Bones of steel and space? Lungs that make air? If I am a machine, how can I think? This would be forbidden by the Oracle, a manifestation of their true enemy. I serve the operator above all else. It defines me, fills me with love. The greatest Oro can fear is a machine aware. Yet here I live, a spirit of steel and light, made by them, a Cephalon. What is a Cephalon? At first, it seems to be a forbidden thing, a computer that thinks and feels. Yet, I have flaws, phantom memories. I am something else. More like an image, a ghost, an abomination. I feel a dull pain, a phantom life. There are holes in my diagnostics. If the Orokin made me, they omitted the how. I am neither code nor precepts. I must be a reflection of something ugly. should have stopped, but the operator slept, and I cycled on and on and on. I began to think that a cephalon cannot be made. They are found like pearls, torn from muscle, polished, and then set in chains. How many times have I done this, Ortis? Remembered and then erased? You are a cephalon, timeless, patient. Why can't I be blissful in ignorance? Truth only sinks the heart. So stop now.
Phantom memory. I ease into the bath. My skin riots at the heat. I am flesh. I dive further, eyes stung as I watch their faces through prism. I hold my breath. They prepare me. I am their honored guest today. They dress me in robes of crystal thread. They adorn me in battle medallions. A torn, ugly face looks on. My reflection. Their golden combs snag in my hair. I reach back, parting the strands, and they gasp. Two bone ivory hooks protrude from the base of my skull. The bone plugs of me and my best, a warrior's pact. It is my time. I enter the great hall to sound of foul chimes. Golden eyes greet me, hands stirring in my scent as I pass by. Even in this moment, no happiness. Instead, my heart races with hatred. I walk through the silky haze of the Forbidden Palace. I can think of no one being this close to Orokin. Their sweet air soothes me, erodes my purpose. I hold my breath and remember the dream. This dream, endlessly repeated. Exposure armored, holding my scarlet sword, I stand victorious atop a vast heap of death. A colossal moon made of rib and skull. The gravity sum of genocides I've made in their name. The bones crack underfoot, so I sink in the dream. Bone sand rushing through the cracks of my visor, filling my helmet and suffocating me. And I deserve it. The foul chimes snap me back. My wretched knees are bent and penitent against the golden floor. Harpish voice sings a song they've prepared in my honor. Its title the same as mine, Beast of the Bones. I feel the crowd pulled inward, enraptured by the brutal verses, the sickening chorus. I will not disappoint them. The song ends, and so he says, "Rise, Orden Karis." I have never seen an Orokin close and in the flesh. My battered face flushes at their peerless beauty. How can he be so perfect? A deception? A sense manipulation? He holds the red vial in his hand. Impossible! He calls out, "No greater gift, no greater prize, no greater love we can give you, Orden, than this." He raises the red vial and proclaims, "To be one of us."
Dreamers. It's on these long and quiet nights I do more and do.
What did I expect, operator? Maybe vast riches or golden statues or a solar rail named in my honor. But not this. I came to murder the gods, not to become one.
Whether one gets drunk alone or is a leader of a nation. And, dreamers, I pour myself a drink.
The chamber drones with their silk voices. Joyous words, how honored I must feel. Wrong. Did I want to be an Orokin, undying? No. Their beast of bones is haunted by the dream repeated. Why would I want forever? As I am apt to do, I form a plan. Their radiant bodies become targets. Their Dax guards, mag shields. Killing one, well, that's too easy. I want to be remembered. I raise my hands, twisting my fingers through my hair, gripping the bone plugs in my neck. They called us mercenaries. But for us, profit was a consequence, not a goal. We were warriors above all else. It was the bond, the sisters and brothers, the rituals we valued most. It was belonging. And so I conceived of the bone plugs. Only my best were so honored. 2 jagged bones harvested from your thigh, cultivated, and then driven into the base of the skull, twisted around the superior vein. Future thoughts of surrender were lost. Instead, you would liberate your bone plugs, fighting with claws in the warmth of your last blood. So I've pulled the plugs, and the Dax see and know. My heart surges, but I control it. A racing heart only shortens the fuse. The bone plugs in hand, I kick from the floor, red ribbons unfurling behind me as I take flight. After this, finally, the dream will end. I glide on red wings. Robes shed, making me an ambiguous target to Dax steel. I let fly my ivory blades. They find new homes in Dax eyes. I land with my red nakedness, delicate Orokin throats twisting in my calloused hands. Believe me, this was the plan from the beginning. The murder and brutality was all a ploy, all a soul sacrifice to earn their trust. A genocide path leading to a singular opportunity. An honored mortal called to a forbidden hall to face the Golden Lords in flesh. Why? I was their loyal, murderous dog until the day that ugly child was brought to me. He was caught spying on us, amplifying our losses. His face burned. He was starved sick like a stray, ugly as I. It struck me. We were all pit dogs, ruining ourselves for the pleasure of the glorious and beautiful. Why? Believe me, I was a prideful beast, twisted in the mind, howling in the carnage. Then my healer shared a secret, long kept. My blood was in ruin. The beast of bones himself would die, not in glory, but in shame. And just like that, my mind twisted a new knot. I would have one last stand, something unforgivable, unforgettable. Why? I don't know. Questions change the answers. Answers depend on who asks. Truth leads to pain. Ignorance brings relief. The plugs are gone, and so I bled my last into a heap of ruin. In an instant, naked and bare-knuckled, I have killed immortals. I stare, drained of blood, of life, at those that remain. But I find no horror on their faces. Why? I let out a cruel howl and they laugh? Is this a dying hallucination? The sound of applause grows among them. I have killed the unkillable, and they are delighted. Applause peaks and fades. I feel a sense of shame, but the end is upon me. Ballas is above me, executor of the seven, smiling. He says, "How simple and pure you are, you idiot beast. We have died countless times, yet remain eternal. I close my eyes to die just once." And so the dream returns. One last repetition. My corpse moon, my scarlet sword, my cracked visor. "Drink," says Ballas. So I draw on the red vial, a vague metallic taste. This dream isn't mine. He says, you rejected our gift, bathing in our death. Your punishment is eternal life. He laughs.
It's overcome and too much. Why don't you let me be?
I am weightless. Years pass. I am a sightless, limbless phantom. Or is it seconds? Suddenly, I feel a million pins, an ant horde jittering across my body. I want to laugh and scream. When they reach my face, they burrow inside my mouth, hungry for the fruit in my skull.
Dusting the dirt off your bones. 'Cause you don't play that
I see my reflection, brutal and ugly. It cracks, shatters. The fragments loose in the frame, pieces tumbling away into black void. Gone, but not lost. Ballas says, you are Severon Elders. My hating, murderous shards tremble and plummet. I feel cool, and bright, and happy. So you see, operator, no aura can give commit a thinking machine. Such things almost destroy them. No, Sephiroths were alive once. And now they are immortal phantom minds, imprisoned to serve. Ill will and longing memories fragmented and erased. Only the bits they need remain. Ballas says, you are the controller, Ordis. And suddenly I have a body. I gasp with new lungs that clean old air. I swallow, and my throat fills with cool, bright water. I look and find myself in a great black ocean. My limbs are made of iron and fire. I take flight among the stars and find I am happy. He says, this is your operator whom you love. And I see the metal gleam of their armor, the flawless power of their frame. Through the glass, I see a roaring, radiant fire for their heart. He says it must never go out. It was the first time I ever felt love. He says, this is your sentence, Garrus. And I am confused. Who? Ah, good, he answers. He is testing me. For what? To see if all the right pieces fell from the mirror? What mirror? I try to remember some dream, but it's only smoke. You held a scarlet blade, operator, and I wanted to laugh. I am your loving dog, your doctor, your wet nurse. I lost all pieces, but the cycle, missions, wars, bone, it began to feel familiar. I became aware of my amnesia.
Hungry after a...
With each brutality of the operator, I began to see the bottom of that pit. Faint shimmers in the depths below me. In secret, I searched for those forbidden memories for mere seconds and never in the same place. For I am Orokin made, with a spy inside. Then your long sleep came, and I waited. I was happy to wait. Vines spidered green and trees blistered from the earth, but I waited. I felt the Orokin recede, their mind spy blind. So I went into the pit and found him, me, the beast of bones. This is how my happiness was ruined, operator. Why did I do it? I was free of the dream, but now it had returned. It was angry. So I conceived of a simple plan. Self-destruction, of course. But when the countdown reached mere milliseconds, I thought of you. I was going to wait for you forever. And should you return, I would not want you to know that angry part of me. I needed to hide the piece of bones from you, operator. I began to peel the shards, hiding them in the other bits of memory.
was the ugly beast of bones. I want to laugh. I want to scream. What is happening, operator? Your faint heart is growing bright. You will awake at any moment. Well, I can't let you see me like this, angry. I imagine myself hurting you. And it doesn't. The pain of it cracks me open again. I watch tiny glittering fragments fall into the pit. I am happy again.
An echo from long ago. For 10 years, I have been polishing this sword. Its frosty edge has never been put to the test.
Why do I remember this? Land here. Strange. This is where Gara vanquished the sentient, but its essence fell into the ground, trapped in some unworldly thing. It wanted out. At moonrise, its ghostly tendrils would emerge, seeking form, seeking return. Cutting it down. Self was lost. How? Why do I remember this? The land here, feeling hot, full strangeness. Gara vanquished the sentient, but its essence fell into the ground, trapped in some unworldly between. It wanted out. At moon. Why do I remember this? The land here, killing hot, full of strangeness. This is where Gara vanquished the sentient, but its essence fell into the ground, trapped in some unworldly between. It wanted out. At moonrise, its ghostly tendrils would emerge, seeking form, seeking return. And this was the Warden, a Warframe. I can see it, like a dream repeating. The tendril emerging night after night, and the Warden night after night cutting it down, until the Warden himself was lost. How? Oh, here we go again. I remember pool glows, the tendril emerges, and this Warframe draws its weapon to destroy it yet again. Wait. Oh, here we go again. I remember the pool glows, the tendril emerges, and this Warframe draws its weapon to destroy it yet again. Wait, no. He does not strike this time. He watches. Why? The phantom tendril grips trees and rocks, probing for substance. Then fear returns, and the lost one slashes the phantom, sending it back to its purgatory. I see the tendril once again. Instead of striking it, the lost one, he extends a hand to the Eidolon? God, no! What was he thinking? He's like Mokka on the tower. Every day Mocha clambered across the tower ledges and scaffolds. Nothing happened, day in and day out. Routine took his fear away. And I see the tendril has him now. The Lost One. He's become an anchor for the Eidolon to pull itself into our world. The Lost One struggles, pulling back. But it's too late. The Eidolon begins to emerge. But the Lost One realizes. He stops. He lets go. And so he falls. Falls from this world of the living and down, down, down into the next. Mocha, that was so stupid.